OK，大家好，欢迎来到 In America 在美国际教育的嘉年华系列讲座。我是这次的主持人 Helena，目前是 In America 本科部的申请顾问和规划老师，非常开心又跟大家见面了。在开始之前呢，我先给一些新的学生和家长朋友介绍一下我的背景哈。我毕业于宾夕法尼亚大学教育学硕士，在美国工作学习了10几年。在过去的10年里呢，作为本科和研究生的申请顾问，帮助了非常多学生进入到他们理想的学府，所以我对规划期和申请季，学生还有家长的想法，或者说可能遇到的一些问题，都非常的了解。那其中规划期问的最多的就是说我该如何去挑选课外的这个学术活动，都有哪些活动可以供我参考。那如果这是您参加第一场我们的嘉年华活动呢，我再稍微介绍一下。这次活动主要是想给初高中在本科规划阶段的学生和家长们分享一些资源和经验。这个系列呢，我们包含了各种课外的这个学术活动哈，像这个昨天周五介绍的这个前天周五介绍了几个这个奥赛竞赛，包括昨天的这个AI 智能或者是这个就是比较偏 computer science 方向这种夏校，以及之后呢，我们还会有其他的这种学科竞赛啊、夏校啊、志愿者活动啊，或者是科研实习项目等等。那我们都知道，在规划阶段呢，除了学校的成绩之外，大学还非常看重我们在校外还做了哪些学术挑战，对吧？那么很多优秀的这个申请到常青藤或者是说前20名校的学生呢，简历上基本上都会有这种项目和奖项。所以呢，我们就是来帮助大家更多的了解都有哪些项目可以选择，以及他们为什么如此重要。那本场做客我们讲座的嘉宾呢，是来自苏富比艺术学院夏校项目的 Rachel。Rachel, do you want to say hi, introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure. Hi. Thank you, everyone, for joining. My name is Rachel Eli, and I work with the admissions team for Sotheby's Institute of Art.
那 Rachel 呢，现在是这个负责苏富比艺术学院夏校项目的这个招生办老师哈。那么艺术项目呢，其实不仅是适合将来想走艺术专业方向的学生，同时也适合对艺术有感兴趣，或者是说想把艺术作为一个自己的特色来展示的学生。我这边其实近几年辅导了挺多在艺术上有天分的学生，我也觉得非常的荣幸哈。他们申请的专业呢，不都是艺术，但也是在利用这个暑假或者是课余时间来丰富自己的艺术经历和特长，提高创新能力，确实会是一个不错的思路。所以说，如果你也是有类似的想法的话呢，那就继续关注本场的讲座。在讲座期间呢，大家可以选择打开或关闭摄像头，但是一定要请保持静音状态啊。然后，但是大家可以随时在这个 Zoom 聊天室里面或者是微信群里发送问题，我们会在讲座结束之前呢有一个答疑的环节。好，那接下来我们就有请 Rachel 来给我们详细讲解苏富比艺术学院的夏校项目。Rachel, you can start your presentation.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. So actually, Helena, if you can enable me to share my screen.
Oh, sure, of course. I think the host needs to enable share the screen.
So Jessica, if you're able to share that power with me. Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, Jessica, you're muted.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that power either. It has to be the In America account.
Hold on, please. The assistant will open the authority soon.
Nice.
Okay.
So Rachel, I was just telling the audience that I have been doing the consulting work for a lot of students who are interested in arts. And then I know like currently in our audience, there are so many students who are interested in arts or maybe just work with arts in the future. So definitely this is a great program, I think.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we're always looking for students who are interested in the art world and just curious and open-minded and yeah. So
I know. Okay, I think you can share your screen now.
All right, let's give it a try. Yes, I can. Okay.
Awesome.
Bear with me while I do this. And I'm going to get my presentation up. Here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Fantastic. Okay, so as I said, thank you all so much for joining me for this presentation. So as I said, I work with the admissions team for Sotheby's Institute of Art, and I'm going to speak to you today specifically about our Summer Institute online program. It's a 2-week online program for pre-college students. And over the course of this presentation, I'm going to provide you with a bit of background about Sotheby's Institute of Art as a whole, give you an introduction to the pre-college program, and I'll also be sharing some highlights of the program, going over a typical day, exploring some of the courses that are still available this summer, and showing you some sample student projects that students last year completed, and describing the application process for the program overall. I'll also show you a short video that I think does a good job of explaining how the online courses will work. And so let's get started, and I'll let our translator speak.
Sure, thank you. 好，那么今天 Rachel 呢会跟我们大家来去分享一下这个在苏富比艺术设计学院的这个线上的2周的课程。那么它主要针对这个已经想要就是走这个方向或者有兴趣的孩子们哈。然后呢，他们是这个大学的预备的这个课程。那么之后呢 ，Rachel 会给大家介绍一些这个他们学校的背景，以及这个项目的亮点，以及就是说，哎，在这个项目里面这一整天是怎么样去进行的，以及还有今年就是还能够报名参加的一些课程都有哪些。然后最后他也会给我们分享一些这个已经就之前在这个项目里面在读的学生的一些经典的作品。
Thank you. And by the way, Helena, is it Helena or Helena?
Helena.
Yeah, great. Noted. Thank you. So to kick things off, so when I speak about the pre-college program, I always like to start out by sharing a little bit about Sotheby's Institute of Art as a whole. So Sotheby's Institute of Art was established over 50 years ago in 1969, and it was established by the auction house, Sotheby's Auction House. And it was designed to train future experts in the arts and help support the auction house's core competencies, so to train new specialists within the auction house. So over those 50 years, we now offer graduate programs in New York City and London, as well as online programs for adults. And for the past 3 years, we've offered this 2-week program for pre-college students. The first year we launched it in 2019, we offered it in person in New York. And then because of the pandemic last year, we moved it online successfully because we've been running online programs for adults since 2012. It was a pretty smooth transition. And our courses are now available for 4 terms, so 2-week terms throughout June and July. And we just completed our first term on Friday, and our second term starts tomorrow. But we still have 2 final terms that begin in July, and they still have some availability in those courses. At its core, this program is really designed to prepare students for college-level academic expectations. And each 2-week course is designed to guide students as they delve into new ideas, develop critical thinking and writing skills, practice self-discipline, connect with peers, and really discover all the possible career paths in the international art world. Take it away.
那我们在介绍这个预备项目之前呢，先大家就是简单了解一下这个苏富比艺术学院的这个历史哈。那么他们建校是50年之前，然后他们的这个主要的想法就是来培养未来的艺术家，以及想走艺术或者是跟艺术方向相关的这种专家。那么他们这个项目呢，其实之前是有给成年人的，然后也有给他们现在的学生的。现在呢，就是新开发这个，就是在线上和纽约都有的这个，给高中学生开放的这种暑假项目。那么现在由于疫情的话呢，他们就会把这个项目先挪到线上来哈。他们这个项目一共有4个学期，那么昨天是刚刚结束第2个学期，那么之后呢7月份开始还会有2个学期，所以大家如果感兴趣的话可以来报名。那么就是这个里面其实不仅是说只是培养这个艺术方面的这种技能，还包括比如说会有这个批判性思维思考啊、创新能力啊、同学之间的交流啊和互相评论呀，以及学术准备等等。
Thank you. So going over some highlights of the program, I always like to start with just talking about the biggest benefit of this program, and it is the experts that you learn with. So as I mentioned, since 2012, Sotheby's Institute, we've been a leading provider in online art education today. So for this program, all of our courses are taught by art industry experts who have extensive online teaching experience. And the instructors for each course often invites guest speakers from top art world businesses around the globe to join the live teaching sessions and interact directly with the students. After the course concludes, students receive a certificate of completion, and an evaluation from their instructors that talk about the students' growth and progress over the course of the term. And I do like to note that students often include these evaluations in their college applications. So it's used as a kind of recommendation letter. I also like to talk about the connections that are built among students. So creating those peer-to-peer experiences that allow students to socialize and build meaningful relationships is really integral to the pre-college learning experience for us. So students have a lot of opportunities to meet and get to know each other in their course, and also some of our larger program events that we hold so that you can meet students from other courses. And in addition to our orientation on the first day of class, our daily welcome sessions that include all of the students from the term, the students will also engage with some community development opportunities at the end of the day. So then the third thing I want to mention is the creative final projects. I will be explaining some of the sample projects from previous years at the end of this presentation. But at the end of each 2-week course, students will present their final project as a culmination of the program experience overall. And after virtually traveling the globe with private tours to the Whitney Museum or the Louvre's collection or artist studios, students have created things like fashion lines, their own fashion lines, or analyzed art as propaganda and a lot of other things that they have just kind of taken the prompts and run with them to create these really robust, comprehensive final projects that, again, a lot of students have used on their college applications. And then lastly, extracurricular events. So I mentioned that these community events are pretty key. Community building events are key to building those connections among peers. So I wanted to briefly mention what some of those are. So they're offered at the end of each day, and they're designed to enhance each student's academic and social experiences. Students can expect a masterclass during their term, which will allow them to hear from an art world luminary, and interact with them directly and ask them questions. We also are going to have university admissions experts host a College 101 event where they provide guidance on the college application process. And then we also have an academic lounge available that's staffed by academic assistants who will offer guidance on coursework from the course you're taking, as well as give feedback on college application essays. And then some other fun activities that we do throughout the week are online game nights or trivia nights, and just other social gatherings that are designed to further engage students with their peers.
Very nice。那这次这张这个 PPT 呢 ，Rachel 主要是给我们介绍了这个项目的亮点哈。那么首先就是这个他们线上的这个项目一直做得非常好。那么这个其中比较就是有特色的地方，他们会邀请到全球非常知名的艺术家来加入到这个项目当中去。那么学生在结业的时候呢，也会收到这个证书，所以也可以写在这个简历里面哈。那么第二点就是说，学生之间的这个关系网是非常非常强的。那学生之间可以互相学习，并且一起约着去参加各种这个艺术活动，或者是一起约着去做一个很大的艺术项目哈。那么第三个就是他们这个项目会最后给学生来 assign 一个这个创造性的大作业。那么这个大作业其实是可以作为这个作品集然后就是将来放到这个大学申请作品集里面的。那么最后第四点就是说，他们还会提供一些课外的活动包括可能是这个世界范围里面非常知名的这种艺术活动，线上和线下他们都有。然后也会分享一些这个艺术的这个资源。然后每天下课呢都会有就是比较像这个跟大学申请有关系的这些活动，比如说他们会邀请这个知名的艺术家来讲这个大课，来跟大家讲一讲就是这个艺术的发展以及将来学生可以选择的专业方向等等。那么同时还有介绍这个大学准备申请应该做的那些工作，大学课程是怎么挑选，然后还有一些就是其他比较有意思的东西，像这个社交活动线上的游戏等等。
As I mentioned, we are still accepting applications for courses in the final 2 terms of the program this July. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the courses that are still available. First off, our art business program. This course is our signature program. We offer art business courses in our graduate school as well as to adults. And so we've transferred some of that knowledge to the pre-college audience. So this course will provide an insider's look at the contemporary art market through an examination of the market's key players and institutions, from galleries, auction houses, and artist studios. And at its core, students will gain an understanding about the primary and secondary art markets, new digital art commerce developments, and get a better understanding of how international trade operates. And some guest speakers will likely include gallery directors, auction house experts, auctioneers, online art sales entrepreneurs, art world marketing and communication specialists, collection managers, and artists. Students will also receive expert-led guided virtual tours of Sotheby's auction house, likely online viewing rooms from international galleries like David's Werner and Hauser and Wirth, art neighborhoods like East London, which is a really bustling area of London with a lot of up and coming galleries, artist studios, and global museums like the Pompidou Center in Paris. Art history is a very global approach to art history. So historically, at least in America, there's been a real Western approach to art history, and we try to expand that as much as possible. So this course will explore major artists, movements, cultures, and ideas from all around the world that have shaped the global art history. Students will begin in ancient Greece and Rome by experiencing virtual tours of the Acropolis Museum in Athens and other important monuments. Students will also learn about the Byzantine and medieval periods and explore examples from the Islamic Golden Age. Students will also go through the Renaissance, Baroque periods, Enlightenment, through tours of the Hermitage and the Louvre. We're also looking at art movements across the Atlantic in Central and South America and China. And the course will then move to Impressionism and Modernism, so it really runs the gamut. And it's really designed to help students gain a concrete framework for understanding different styles and concepts that have shaped the history of art. Art and activism is really ideal for students who have an interest in social justice issues. So in this course, students will explore how the arts can be strategically deployed as powerful tools to affect change in the world, and how artists can use their creativity to challenge established thought in order to create a more equitable culture. And throughout it, students will examine the history of art and activism by looking at work that it was inspired by key events like the Vietnam War or the AIDS crisis, or more currently, the Black Lives Matter movement. And the idea is that by exploring diverse examples of activist art, students will see how artists are responding directly to the needs of local communities and affecting change through a variety of media. And then lastly, our painting and drawing class is a studio course, so that it's a very practical course. You'll actually be painting and drawing in the course, and it's led by a practicing contemporary artist, and will also feature some guest appearances by leaders in the contemporary art world. And I do like to say that whether or not you've painted or drawn in the past, whether or not you're very skilled or you're just starting out, it's really designed to speak to everyone. It's very tailored to each individual. Students are encouraged to develop their own creative vision throughout that course. Throughout it, you'll learn to refine or learn basic drawing techniques and painting techniques through hands-on approach to learning new skills and methods. And throughout it, you will be keeping a sketchbook diary to experiment with different media and techniques. And you'll also create an expressive self-portrait series that's used to understand the importance of a narrative arc within the body of work.
Wow, awesome！ 那么刚刚 Rachel 也介绍说，就是他们这几个比较有特色的课程哈。那么现在他们也是还在接受7月份开始的这个申请，所以如果对以下课程感兴趣的孩子们要抓紧时间报名了。首先第一个呢，就是艺术和商科的一个结合这么一个课。刚刚其实我看到聊天室里面已经有学生和家长在问了哈，说那我上这个艺术类的这个夏校，是不是我非得是在艺术方面有很强的这个造诣，或者是很强的这 这个兴趣才可以选。那么其实我们看到这个苏富比这个艺术夏校哈，它其实不仅是这个夏校，很多其他夏校也是这样子，他们不只是局限于说就是光教这个素描、水粉这种非常基础的艺术培训，他们还就是把艺术跟其他领域做了一个结合，那么也是更加丰富、更加全面的，能够就是来照顾到所有孩子的这个需求。首先，他们第一个这个艺术和这个商科的结合就很好。那么在这个课程当中呢，就是我们还会学到说，这个艺术方面这个商业的发展呐、市场分析啊，比如说你要做一个这个艺术市场活动，你该怎么去宣传，怎么去策划，最后怎么去执行，以及还会教一些就是国际的艺术贸易方面这个知识等等。第二个就是这个艺术历史的课程哈，这个艺术史是所有想学艺术专业的孩子们都不可避免去学到了一个课程，很多高中就是这个学校也会开放这样的课程哈。那么他就是会教就是全球的这个艺术的发展史，然后呢，其中也会有带着学生去这个线上做一些 tour， 去浏览一些这个全球的艺术圣地哈，也包括中国。然后第三个这个课程呢是这个艺术跟社会学的一个结合，就是他会研究说这个艺术以及艺术家们是如何去影响到这个全球各个地方这个社会的变化以及文化的变化。那么艺术家是如何回应这些艺术的变化，用他们的这个方式。那这个其实还蛮适合就对社会学或者是文化有感兴趣的学生可以来参考这个课程。那么第四个就是我刚刚讲到这个比较基础的这个绘画和的这个培训哈，就是素描和水彩。那么这个刚刚其实我也看聊天室里有学生问说，哎呀，我是不是得这个绘画能力非常好再加入？不是的，他们这个课程呢是不限绘画水平的，是会给学生提供个性化的提升方案和课程。也就是说，无论你是刚开始学画画，还是说已经画了很多年，然后想要去再夯实一下我们的这个基础，提升一下这个空间，那都可以来参加这个项目。
Thank you. So as I mentioned, at the end of each course, the student will complete a final project. And so I wanted to mention for 3 of the courses that we have coming up, some of the prompts that students receive for these projects. So for our art business final project, students were asked to design an art fair with a specific theme and vision behind it. So for this project, students came up with a business plan for an art fair that they developed into a coherent visual proposal. Students created a layout for a virtual art fair booth, along with a market snapshot of 5 works of art for sale. And this included a pricing analysis, including sale data from artbnk.com and other credible online art finance tools. So it's teaching students a lot about how to research practically out in the world. As part of their proposals, students also wrote a 250-word statement explaining the reasoning, concept, and mission statement behind the art fair. They created visual marketing, branding, and business analysis of the art fair environment. And I do want to say that throughout this program, they are working on this project really from the second week onwards. So they're working on this with their lead instructor to bring this to a whole. And we were always blown away. I'm always blown away by this generation and how quickly they're able to adapt to the digital space and create these things. And in previous years, our students have been able to submit these projects as part of their application for college, or have specifically cited the project and the work they put into it in their admissions essays.
好，那么接下来呢，就Rachel老师给大家讲一些这个大作业哈，都有哪些这个范本。比如说第一个呢，对于这个艺术商业项目这个课程呢，学生会就是要求会设计一个具有特定主题的艺术博览会。那么在这个博览会上呢，就是学生需要提出这个艺术博览会的这个商业计划，以及一系列这个各种提案呐，然后这个商业分析啊、市场布局啊，然后如何推广啊等等。就是其实这也是挺偏商科方向的，所以就是还是相当于是回答刚才有一个学生的问题哈，就是那如果就是你是想要将来跟艺术就是一起工作，并不是说想要学这个艺术的，但是你比如说感兴趣商科方向了，那其实你可以来上这个课程，来去提高你在商业方向的这个一些技能。那么就是这个，所以他们这个课程其实主要是想要培养学生，比如说怎么去市场营销，怎么去做品牌推广，以及一些商业分析等等。
And for our art history course, students were asked to analyze an artistic style from a particular period of global art history. They're given a list of possible subjects, so you're not just choosing from anywhere. Or they could work on a topic of their own choosing. So on the right, one of our students looked at art as propaganda and really dove into a historical analysis of that. One student selected a topic. They had to come up with a clearly articulated thesis backed up by relevant examples, so essentially just a comprehensive paper, and used at least 3 works of art or architecture that hadn't been discussed in the class. So they're encouraged to look outside of what they've already learned and really research on their own. And they were encouraged to accompany their final presentation with an interactive tour curated around their artistic style of choice.
好，那么第二个大作业呢，就是关于这个艺术历史这个门课程的。那么学生会在这个作业里面去分析某一个艺术时期的艺术特点。那么这个课程呢，或者是这个作业哈，就比较适合比较偏文科的学生。比如说如果你很喜欢或者想要提高写作能力，或者想要提高这个某个艺术作品或者什么的分析能力等等，那么这样的作业会比较适合你。
Sorry, I was unmuted. For painting and drawing, obviously this is a very practical course. So students were given the opportunity to choose among 2 different final project options. They could design a mural. That was one that a lot of students took advantage of. So they researched, developed, designed, sketched a large-scale mural design. And while the subject, design, and proposed placement of the mural were really left up to the students, they were asked to choose a social justice topic, addressing issues that the student or group of students felt strongly about. And that really comes out of the idea that murals are often reflecting a social justice issue. They don't just pop up always. Sometimes it's for a marketing ploy, but it's really around social justice issues. And as part of the presentation of the design, students also shared a draft of the mural using whatever medium made sense to them. So some students used graphite, ink, digital painting, Photoshop, and students also, as mentioned with all of these, there's always a writing component. So they included a 250-word artist statement about the project, explaining the choice of the social justice angle, as well as the mural's proposed placement.
好，那么这个大作业呢，就是针对水彩和素描这门课程。那么就是其中比较有特色的一个大作业，就是学生来设计一个壁画。那么就是这个整个过程哈，不仅只是画那么简单，还要包括前期你的这个调研准备，对吧？你可能会研究一些其他这个壁画是怎么样去画的，他们的想法是什么，然后最后到你自己的这个想法的特点，你怎么设计出来，然后最后还要跟老师啊、跟学生一起探讨去如何调整和修改。然后最后他们还有一个 presentation， 也就是像这样的一个展示。那么这个过程当中呢，学生会用到各种各样的这种这个绘画途径，比如说你可以用墨水啊，你可以用这个水彩啊，你可以用，如果你喜欢用电脑的话，你也可以用，比如说 Photoshop 或者是 Illustration 这些艺术的这种这个项目或者是这种 app 来去调整你的这个在电脑方面就电子方面这个作业也是 OK 的。那么其实刚刚其实 Rachel 介绍的这几个作业哈，我作为顾问老师呢，我也再跟大家分享一下。那这个下校其实不仅只是这个结果或者这个作品或者这个作业哈，那更重要就是说它其实是可以提供一个平台，就是你可以接触到所有跟艺术相关或者对艺术有浓厚兴趣和能力的学生和老师一起交流和学习，这个过程是很难得的。像我们之前其实有一位这个很优秀的艺术学生，他叫 Catherine 哈，他今年被多个知名的艺术学府录取了，包括 School of Visual Arts Pratt 或者芝加哥艺术设计学院等等，都是非常非常顶尖的这种艺术学府，对吧？那他其实曾经也是参加了一个这个艺术下校和几个艺术项目，那么他文书里面其实就会写到了这些经历，就是讲了讲他是如何跟这些老师啊、跟学生去交流，甚至是会跟他们去辩论，就是对于某个观点是不一致的，他有自己新的一个比较独特的一个观点和一个想法。同时，在这个过程当中，他也是逐渐打开了自己，拓宽了很多在艺术方面这种想法和思路。那这些其实真的是会长期影响我们学生的，不仅只是说对这个高中或者是大学申请这么简单啊， 甚至是包括以后的工作和学习当中都会影响到。刚刚其实 Rachel 也提到说，就他们这些所有的这种作业或者什么都可以被包含在你们申请的时候那个作品集里面，或者说如果你不是申请艺术类项目，你也可以把这个作品当做一个辅助性的材料提交给大学，来展示你的这个创造能力。
And one of the questions we always asked is, what is the schedule? What's a typical day like? So this is sort of a breakdown of the typical structure throughout the day. All the times you'll see are in Eastern Daylight Time. So all the courses are designed to be accessible across various time zones. So everything's recorded. Each day, the programming is Monday through Friday. Each day starts with a daily meetup or welcome session to prepare students for the day. Students then attend a 2-hour live session with their lead instructor, and then that's followed by a 1-hour guided group activity. So that could be a tour, it could be an actual writing session, it could be meeting with the guest speaker. And then there are daily self-paced projects, readings, and viewings that are assigned to enhance the course content. And then on the last day of the 2 weeks, students present those final projects and have a wrap-up session with the faculty and their peers. As I mentioned, all live academic sessions and the activity periods will be recorded and posted on Canvas, which is our learning platform, for students who can't participate synchronously or live. And actually, in the first 2 terms this summer, we actually have several students from Russia, Korea, and China who are taking the course completely asynchronously. They just completed their first term. It went very successfully. So if that's something that you'd like to take advantage of, we can accommodate that. And in addition to the classroom activities, students are also invited, as I said, to these after-class activities that will not only support their in-class learning, but are used to encourage them to create friendships and lasting connections amongst each other. And those are held at the end of the day in that community activity block. And yeah, as I mentioned, we'll host, the one that I do want to note is the community event that we're going to be hosting throughout our multiple college prep events, during which students will hear from the college admissions experts. They'll also hear from pre-college alumni, so alumni of this program who are now in college, to talk about their application process. And it's just those events are really designed to help answer students' questions about the college application process, help them on their essays, and help them build their confidence.
Great. 好，那现在 Rachel 给我们展示的是一天的这个学习的这个课表哈。那我们来看一下，早上10点到10点20是一个就是大家学生一起来去 meet up， 来一起去交流一下，或者是来聊聊天。那么中间会2个小时的这个课程，之后午饭结束之后呢，他们会有一个这个由老师带领的这种一个活动的一个时间。那么这个我就是 Rachel 老师还给我们讲解说啊，这个项目其实是非常的人性化，然后能照顾到各个地区的学生。比如说像我们看到这个时间哈，可能国内的小伙伴，特别是如果说这个前半截就上课和这个 meet up 这个时间是没问题，对吧？那之后这些就是午饭之后的这个时间，其实是我们在国内的后半夜。那这个老师就说，哎，那如果是国内的学生或者是在全世界其他地区的，就是这个时间并不是很方便来参与，就是之后的这些活动的话呢，也没有关系，他们可以会把这个活动录下来，然后这样学生会之后可以去看，只要是这个看完录像，完成他们其中探讨的一些，比如说要求做的讨论啊，或者是一些作业啊等等，就可以算完成这个项目。然后刚刚Rachel也跟我们讲说，就是上一个这个学期哈，就有几个学生，就他们的时间是完全不能够就是来去参考这个时间的，但他们就是全程就是说来看录像来去完成这个学习。那其实这个结果也是很好的，所以其实这个我觉得这一点对于我们国内的小伙伴还是比较人性化的。
And now I'm going to show a brief 3-minute video that will give an introduction to what the online classroom actually looks like. So I hope my sound comes through. We will find out.
Sure.
Welcome to Sotheby's Institute of Art's pre-college program, and thank you for your interest in our online learning experience. When you log into your account, you'll be greeted by your instructor. You will have a chance to introduce yourself to the rest of the class. Each day will kick off with a welcome session, during which students will have a chance to connect with each other before class, discuss what's in store for the day, and get excited about the after-class activities and events. Students will then break out for live lectures taught by their lead instructors, have virtual visits from world-class guest speakers, teacher-guided intriguing activities, and stimulating self-paced assignments. Each class day includes a consistent structured format centered around a live session, a guided activity period, and a self-paced independent study module. After class, the experience continues with exciting community-building activities open to all students. These include master classes with contemporary artists and art world luminaries, and events such as College 101 to provide advice on student life and the college application process. The Summer Institute online experience will be conducted primarily through video conferencing. Learning materials will be distributed and completed through an easy online platform called Canvas. You will be responsible for participating in the activities, discussion boards, and online assignments, so be sure to have a stable internet connection throughout the program schedule. Classes allow you to connect with other passionate art students from all over the world, so be sure to stay logged in so you don't miss a post or assignment. All sessions will also be recorded so everyone across all time zones is able to follow or watch them. Class sizes are kept small so that students truly have the opportunity to interact with their peers and the instructors. We believe in delivering high-quality instruction so our students learn and grow, and there will be opportunities for daily tutoring during faculty office hours and in our academic lounge. At the end of their course, students will receive an official certificate of completion from Sotheby's Institute of Art. To receive this document, they must participate in the daily learning activities and successfully finish the final project. Students will also receive a personal evaluation from their faculty, which can be used to make an impression in your college application package. Thank you for taking the time to learn about our program, and we look forward to learning with you. Welcome to Sotheby's Institute of
Wow, it's a great video. 好，那刚才 Rachel 呢给我们播放了一个关于他们项目介绍的一个短视频哈。那么这里呢我就不再做重复性的翻译了，因为里面有些内容其实我们刚刚都涵盖了。如果感兴趣的话，可以登录他们的网站进行进一步的了解。Okay, so you can continue.
Thank you. I just wanted to go over the admissions process overall and some logistics about it, some eligibility. So first and foremost, in terms of age requirements, we do require that students be at least 15 years old by the first day of their program. So if you are taking one of our July courses, you have to be at least 15 by the time that starts. And we do cut off the enrollment at age 18 as well. The online application is quite straightforward. So in addition to providing basic contact information and making your course selection, you'll also be asked to complete a short answer question about why you're interested in this program and the art world in general, and also submit a recent school transcript. You're also allowed to submit a work or writing sample. It's not required, but I do encourage it. And that could take the form of a research paper, an art portfolio, or a course assignment. And I do want to note that the admissions to the program is competitive. All applications are carefully reviewed by our admissions committee. Each application is reviewed holistically, and we do try to get as many qualified students as possible into the course of their choice. My number one tip for completing the application is to take your time with that short answer question. This is really your chance to speak directly to the admissions committee about why you're interested in attending this specific program and what you're hoping to gain from the experience overall. Tuition, so each 2-week course is $2,850 US. And as I mentioned, we have 2 more terms coming up. The next one starts July 5th, and then the one after that is July 19th. And we do have a deadline for that term 3 start date. So be sure if you're interested in joining us July 5th, you have to submit your application by June 24th in order to be considered.
Okay. Is there like a different application deadline for the term 4?
No, it's the same application process. So all you have to do is select what course you're interested in and in which term, but it's the exact same application process.
Got it. Okay, thank you. 好，那这一页呢是 Rachel 老师给我们介绍如何申请哈，申请的要求和流程。首先要求上年龄方面有个要求，就是你在项目开始的时候呢，需要满15周岁啊。那么同时它有一个上限，就是到18岁，就是如果是再大的学生就不能够参加了。那么这个申请的材料呢，包括一个网上的申请表，以及一些辅助性的这个申请材料，包括一些小文书如果说你有这个平时的作品或者是一些 writing sample，就是你写的文章等等，都可以来作为辅助材料来提交上来。那么这个学费就在这里就是这个展示出来了哈，是$2850这2周的这个线上课程。然后呢，那么接下来这个申请的这个截止日期还马上就到了哈，6月24号。那么它就是之后这2个学期呢都是同一个这个截止时间，我刚刚已经跟Rachel老师确认过了，就是无论是7月5号开始这一期，还是7月19号开始这一期，都是6月24号这个申请。那么刚刚其实我稍微搂了一下这个chat room 里面哈，有些学生就说，哎呀天哪，这个要申请的话，顾问老师可不可以帮我们？这个问题是给我的哈，那我给你回答一下，没有问题，我们一定会帮助你去申请的。特别是刚刚瑞老师说，这个竞争还蛮激烈的，那么他给大家一个小的 tip， 就是说这个小文书要好好写。那我作为这个多年的申请顾问哈，就是对于所有的这个项目，不管是大学还是这种下校项目，就是这个文书都是已经写的好多遍了，已经带了很多学生去写过，所以没有关系。如果你是感兴趣的话，然后很担心说不知道该怎么写呀，或者不知道该怎么准备，没有问题，请联系我们的小助手，我们的顾问老师都会很细心的一步一步带领你去把这个整个申请流程都完成。尽管它这个时间比较紧张，但是我们都可以完成哈。
And sorry about that. I think you were asking if there's a second deadline for term 4. Is that what you were asking?
Yes,
there is a second one. So that one, so term 3 deadline is June 24th, and the term 4 deadline is July 8th. Sorry.
Oh, nice. Because I was like, wow, this is like
it's very quick.
Yeah. July the 4th, you're saying that, right?
July 8th.
July 8th, OK, thank you. 好，不好意思啊，那就跟大家再多说一下，刚刚可能 Rachel 没有听清我的问题。那么就是在这个第3个学期，就是7月5号开始这一场是6月24号之前截止。那7月19号开始的这一场呢是7月8号截止申请，也就是说我们还有一段时间来去准备哈。
Okay, thank you. And while I have you, before I end my presentation today, I did want to mention another program that we have coming up. It's our gap year program in London. So although some of you may not yet qualify for the program, I did want to share some information about it in case it's of interest. So this is offered in 6-week and 12-week terms this fall. And the gap year program is designed for students aged 18 to 21, so slightly older than for our pre-college program. And it's for students who are taking a gap year off before they go to university, or they may have already started university and are taking a semester off. And it provides a unique opportunity for students to broaden their perspectives, meet new people, and develop a really intimate understanding of the art world and discover their place within it and what their future could look like within it. And as living and learning in London is a real integral part of the Sotheby's Institute Gap experience, students in the program will be introduced to life in this creative world capital. So you'll be visiting some of London's major cultural venues like the British Museum, Tate Modern, the historical Royal Palaces, and the Barbican Centre, as well as talks and workshops led by experienced professionals in the public and commercial worlds, so auctioneers, gallerists, curators, artists, private collectors. And it's really designed to allow students to take full advantage of the London art scene and discover what it means to live there. I did want to note for this program, we have a financial aid deadline coming up for that program on June 28th. So if you're interested in it, I would encourage you to visit the website, learn more, and apply by that deadline.
Okay, 好，那这里 Rachel 也跟我们分享了另外一个这个短期项目哈，那这个项目是针对18岁到21岁的学生，也就是说，如果你将来想要有这个想法，比如说你这个高中毕业了或者大学期间，然后也想要做这种短期的交流项目的话，那么他们这个苏富比这个艺术学院有一个在伦敦的一个短期的交流项目，这里我就不再过多介绍了，因为可能我们的学生和家长可能还是主要是这个初高中学生为主哈。
Thank you. So speaking of our website, I want to share a couple of handy links and our contact information. So if you're interested in the pre-college program that I spoke about throughout this presentation, you'll just go to sothebysinstitute.com/precollege. And if you are eligible and interested for that gap year program, that website is sothebysinstitute.com/gap year. And if you have any questions about either the summer pre-college or the fall gap year programs, you can reach out to us at that email and that phone number. We're happy to help guide you through the application process and help you find the right course for you. So thank you for the time for joining me for this presentation. And that's it.
Great, thank you, Rachel. We'll move into Q&A real quick. Okay, let me just briefly explain this. 好，那最后这一页呢，就是 Rachel 给我们看了一下，就是一些资源，比如说网站呐，以及一些邮件啊等等。所以说，如果你对这个项目感兴趣，想要更多了解，那可以登录他们的这个网站，或者直接联系他们都可以，或者是通过我们然后来联系他们都可以。OK， 那接下来是我们的这个答疑环节哈。我看聊天室里面已经有很多这个学生家长问了一些问题，那我们来挑选一些，让这个 Rachel 老师给我们再详细的解答一下。OK， 我看问的比较多的哈，就是比较担心这个申请的难度。有一个问题是关于这个说，申请这个项目是不需要太多绘画基础吧 ？OK，let's ask this question to Rachel. Rachel, so this first question is, does this program require like a proficient drawing or painting skills to be admitted?
No, not at all. And so a lot of the students who come to us for any of these programs are not artists in their own right. So students who enroll in the art business course may be thinking about potentially starting their own business in some capacity, or they might be interested just generally about how art is bought and sold and where value comes from. For the studio course, the painting and drawing one, you would think that you would have to come with some sort of expertise, but we actually do not require that. It is really intended for beginning and intermediate artists. So if you are an artist and are interested in taking that, that would be a good one.
Okay, good. 好，那刚刚 Rachel 回答了一下，就是答案就是不需要，就是他们其实申请的很多的学生都不是艺术生，或者说都不是会有很强的这个绘画基础的。很多孩子是说对艺术感兴趣，想要更多的去了解，或者说想要将来做跟艺术相关的工作，并不是去画画本身，可能是从事一些艺术方面的。刚刚我们讲的这个课程不是有这个贸易嘛，或者是艺术发展史啊，或者是说就是跟艺术，比如说在展览馆里边上，比如说或者是画展里面做一个什么讲解员等等，就是你不是真正去画这个作品本身的，但是你是跟这个艺术作品具有关系的这么一个职业或者是这种想法，那都可以来去申请这些项目。OK， let's see the next question. OK， 那这个还是跟申请难度相关的哈，就是不知道申请难度如何，申请材料会很复杂吗？ All right, so Rachel, so they're kind of worried about or concerned about the like how challenging this program, the admission is. You mentioned that it's kind of competitive. They're just wondering how competitive it could be.
Sure, I would say it's competitive in that we do have a lot of applicants, but it's more competitive in terms of the threshold. So we do require a relatively high GPA, usually around 3.7, 3.8. But depending, like I said, we do review the admissions application materials holistically. So if your grades are perhaps not that high, but you have a very strong personal statement, we will absolutely take that into account. So I wouldn't be too worried about that threshold. I think if you can demonstrate a genuine interest in this program, you have a very good chance of getting in.
OK。 好的，那么对于这个申请难度而言呢，确实是有一定难度的哈。因为他们这个项目还是蛮多人申请的。然后一般来讲，就是他们录取的学生，如果说是学术成绩比较好的话，可能 GPA 会在3.7到3.8之间。那么他也说，就这个并不是一个一定的一个最低要求啊。如果说是比如说你的文书写得很好，或者说你的其他方面艺术作品就是完成的不错，那它都是可以就是会是一个综合一个考量的这么一个形式，并不只是局限于说我们的 GPA 一定要达到什么样的一个标准，或者说你的艺术作品一定要达到什么样的一个程度，它才能够去录取。所以这里呢，如果有学生担心说这个申请难度啊，或者申请它该如何准备的话呢，都欢迎联系我们的小助手哈。我们这里就是有丰富的这种资源，包括我们这个顾问老师啊，以及我们有很强大的艺术辅导团队来去一个 whole package， 就是全面来去帮助你去提高你的这个方面的能力，以及完成所有的这个申请材料。Okay, so let's see what else. Okay, there's a question about their portfolio, so their current portfolio. 有一个问题是说，老师说能带学生就是自己现在这个作品过去指导吗？ So this question is about, can the students bring their current portfolio or some artworks and then like ask for some guidance from your teachers in this program?
Absolutely. I mean, that's really what that academic lounge is for specifically. So it may not happen in class because we do have to stick to a timetable with that and hit a lot of the curriculum markers. But the academic lounge is held throughout the entire program, and that's the after hours time where you could meet one-on-one with one of the academic advisors. And if you specifically request from our student life group that you'd like to talk about a portfolio, not writing, they can absolutely pair you up with someone to go over that.
Great， 好，那刚刚这时候也说，就是没有问题哈，就是学生是可以带着自己现有的一些艺术作品去到这个项目里面，请艺术导师来进行指导的。像刚刚我们看到这个一个 typical day， 对吧？就这一天的这个流程，它下午的这几个时间都是比较偏课外方向的，其中有一个时间就是专门是给学生跟艺术导师进行交流的，可以1对1的进行交流。也就是说，如果学生想要去拿着这个作品，想要针对性的去问题，问一下这个艺术导师我该如何提高啊，或者说该怎么去换一些思路等等，那都可以在这个时间来去咨询老师。这个时间是整个这个2周的课程，每一天都会有的。Okay, let's see, we'll maybe pick one last question. Okay, so for still also for admission, oh, sorry, not for admission, it's for like after they complete the program. OK， 我看到一个问题，它是说这个项目的任课老师可以帮忙写推荐信吗？ Okay, so after students complete this program, right, they might have like a strong bond with the teachers. Can the teachers write them like recommendation letters when they apply for colleges?
It has happened in the past. It really happens on a case-by-case basis and whether or not that particular instructor is comfortable doing that. But as I mentioned, they do provide feedback along with that certificate of completion. And so students have often used that as a recommendation letter because it's formatted slightly similar to a recommendation letter.
So by feedback, do you mean like the teacher will write something? Just like
yes, they will actually write to say like, you know, Jessica completed our painting and drawing course. Over the course of this program, she did XYZ. She, you know, made a self-portrait. She really demonstrated a high level of experience with these techniques and these different mediums. I have no doubt that she will go far, and I think she will have an incredible, you know, academic career. I encourage her interest in painting and drawing to continue into the future. So kind of like a recommendation letter.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly okay. Oh, that's very nice.
It depends. If you've done successful in the course, then
yeah, of course. You have to succeed, definitely. OK， 好，那刚刚我们这个问题是说，就是可以就写推荐信嘛，哈。那么这个答案是之前是有过的。那同时也跟大家讲一下，就是如果说，哎，你这个非常优秀，在这个项目里面呢做的也很好，对吧？你就是都是按要求去完成了所有的事情，并且也是展现了你在艺术方面就是有或者是其他方面嘛，就是这个参与度哈很高。那么在这个老师的反馈就会写的比较好。就其实这个反馈就有点类似于推荐信，他会写到你平时在这个项 目里面的表现呐、你做出来的成绩啊，做过的所有的事情啊，你的天分啊，以及你适合在某个领域里面发展等等，其实这些内容都是推荐信里面会提到的内容。对，所以就是要参加这个项目的话，就是好好干啊，好好学习，好好提高自己。那么你这个得到的这个反馈，或者是类似推荐信的这个东西的话，就会是一个很有利的，对于你将来申请大学的一个很有利的一个帮助。不管是申请艺术项目也好，或者是申请其他项目也好。Okay. So let's see here. Yeah, we pretty much covered everything, I believe. Okay, and also we're about like to end this session, so there's only like 5 minutes away, so let's just end this real quick. 那由于时间关系呢，我们先到这里了。大家呢，如果对苏富比艺术学院的这个下校有兴趣的话，哈，可以登录他们的网站进行进一步了解。或者说，如果对艺术类下校有其他的问题，或者只是想要去了解更多的这个本科规划的内容，都欢迎加我们的这个微信小助手来进行进一步的咨询。我看到这个时间可能就剩5分钟了哈，离我们下一场这个活动，那我们就先欢送 Rachel 离场吧。Thank you very much for your presentation and your answers, Rachel. It's very nice to help you.
Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone who participated. This was a great turnout, and it was so nice to see all the questions come in and see you guys engaged.
Great. Yeah, thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.